Monday. Welcome to book club. It is so good having you all here. Hold on, because I'm trying to tag some folk, letting them know that we are live on book club, right? That we are live. And I am very excited. It is Monday. I look forward to Mondays. Hello, Sally from South Carolina. So glad to have you here. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everybody. Hello, 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 hello. I'm trying to get the house quiet. Sorry, y'all. All right. So tag and share. We need everybody to know that book club is getting ready to start. Please tag and share. We are live and in living color. So let me go ahead and let everybody know that book club is live. Because you know what, people are telling me, oh, I didn't know you was having book club. I didn't know. I forgot. So we want everybody to join us here on book club. We are live, and this is the place that we come together to grow and learn together. So hello, Sean Dunnigan. Let me know as you're logging in what city, what state, and or what country you might be joining us from. We are reading The Power of One More by Ed MYLETT. I wish that Ed MYLETT would join us. I'm certain that we have done his book some justice, right? And as we're breaking the book down, I hope that you are enjoying this book as much as I am. Personal development is so important. It's important to me, but it's important if you have any desire to grow, whether it be in your business, in your spiritual life, in your relationships, in your finance, right? In your health. All of those things matter. Personal development matter because if we do not change the way we think, we will continue to yield the same results. So as you're logging on, please don't forget to let me know what city, what state, and or what country you might be logging in from. I am so excited. Hello, DC. We got the DMV in the house. We got South Carolina, the DMV. We've got Michigan on the line. You guys, it's so great seeing you all. So we left off, it was powerful. It's powerful every week, right? But it was some kind of powerful last week. And we left off on page 119, using positive energy to create your best goals. What's up? We got Philadelphia, DC, Michigan, South Carolina, all in the house with us. Good evening, Kimberly Rogers. Good evening. So we are in chapter 9. Chapter 9 is titled One More Goal. And we looked up the words. What's up, Keith Lydell? So good to see you here. One more goal. May he give you the desire of your heart and make all your plans succeed. Psalm 20:4. Now, we went over what that word plans means. And I want you all, if you missed last week, you definitely need to, what's up, Tedra? You definitely need to go over Psalm 20:4, right? That says, may he give you the desire of your heart and make all your plans succeed. You need to look up the word plans so that you understand. We got Delaware in the house. Oh, Lord, we all up and down the northeastern part of the world, right? I see some Georgia on the line. All right, but you got to go look up the word plans. Because if you don't understand the proper context or the proper meaning of the words, you won't really understand, even when you're saying the scriptures, what you're actually praying for and what to expect based on what you're praying. So may he give you the desire of your heart and make all your plans succeed. Psalm 20:4. Please do yourself a favor and go look up the word plans so you can see that God can't make anything succeed if you don't first write the vision and make it plain. So we are on using positive energy to create your best goals. Let's look up what the definition of the word energy is, okay? Let's look it up. Definition of energy. The definition of the word energy is, listen, this is so good. What's up? What's up, Elizabeth Shamey Sham? Listen to the definition of the word energy. The strength and the vitality required for sustained physical or mental activity. The strength. See, most times we don't look at the word energy as strength. We look at the word energy as the thing that keeps you going, right? But the definition says the strength and vitality required for sustained physical or mental activity. Power, energy is power derived from the utilization of physical or chemical resources, especially to provide light and heat or to work machines. Listen to this. Power derived from the utilization of physical resources. So you can't have energy because unless you have power derived from the utilization of a physical source. I hope y'all getting this. Energy. A degree of level of energy possessed by something and required by a process. A degree or level of energy possessed by something or required by a process. Energy. So using positive energy to create your best goals. Many people live with chaos, angst, anxiety, and suffering every day. Under this burden, they react and respond to these mental states to escape. When you create goals under these circumstances, you're reacting to your conditions instead of taking the reins and designing the life that you want. Somebody might need to come on in the studio with me because this is already, we are in the first paragraph today. Tedra, do you hear this? Many people live with chaos, anxiety, right? What's up, Cheryl? And suffering suffering every day. Under this burden, they react and they respond to these mental states to escape. When you create goals under these circumstances, you're reacting to your conditions instead of taking the reins and designing the life that you want. Anybody want to talk about that? When you respond and react, you're moving away from something to avoid it instead of moving towards something better because you want it. Oh my gosh. You need to set goals only when you're operating out of your imagination and dreams instead of out of your history and your fears. How many people can admit that they're not setting goals properly because they're not doing it while you're dreaming, while you're in a dream state? What's up, Beatrice Alphonse? Welcome. They are living in habit. Keith, when you respond and react, you're moving away from something to avoid it instead of moving toward better because you want it. I'm going to read it again. When you respond and react, you're moving away from something to avoid it. When you respond and react, moving away from something to avoid it instead of moving toward something better because you want it. You need to set goals only when you're operating out of your imagination and dreams instead of out of your history and your fears. The next obvious question is, well, how do I do this? Right? So imagine this. You know, we oftentimes try to help you stay in peak state. So we train, like in my business, we train. We have some form of training every night at 8 o'clock. We train at 6 o'clock in the morning. We start our day off with personal development because I know that if we can keep ourselves in peak state, then we're setting goals when we're operating in our imagination and our dreams, not in our history and our fears. Does this make sense? To design your goals, you need to lock out external factors and influences. All right, let's type that in the chat. To design your goals, you need to lock out. What does it say? We need to lock out external factors and influences. External factors and influences. Right? We need to lock out external factors and influences. With so much on our plates every day, this is a challenge. One way to prep your mind is to ask yourself this question: would the quality of my goals and outcomes improve significantly if I created those goals operating under a state of confidence, strength, and bliss, or operating out of a mindset of fear, failure, and depression? Would the quality, I'm asking you all the question, would the quality of your goals and outcomes improve significantly if they were created while you were operating under a state of confidence, strength, and bliss, or operating out of a mindset of fear, failure, and depression? Let's answer that question. Would the quality of your goals and outcomes improve significantly if you created your goals under a state of confidence, strength, and bliss, or operating out of a mindset of fear, failure, or depression? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Would the quality of your goals and outcomes improve significantly? Would they, yay or nay? Let's talk about it. Because here's the deal. This speaks volumes, and now we're going to start telling on ourselves based on, based on the state that we're in. So better goals create better outcomes. Let's type that down. Better goals create better outcomes. How many people know that they've been setting goals and you are not even challenging yourself with the goal? How many of you know that you are not setting goals because you've set them before and didn't achieve the goal? So let me see the answers. How many of you are not setting goals because you set goals before and you didn't achieve them? Let me see those answers. Because, you know, I've talked to a few people in the last few weeks about that, about the fact that, you know, I'm like, where's your goals? Because here's the deal. If you don't set a goal at all, you're also setting yourself up for failure. And I want you all to be 100% honest right now, whether you're watching it live with me right now or whether you're coming back to watch the replay. How many of you can be honest enough to say, oh, that's good, Keith. You set goals on the things that you really want. How many of you would be honest enough to say that you've set those goals and then you sat and did nothing? You did nothing to push towards those goals. How many of you would? That is so powerful. That is so powerful, Keith. You set goals on the things that you really want. See, because it's amazing. Oh, so now, and then you said you set them based on what you think you can reach. So if you set a goal based on what you think you can reach, you have not challenged yourself. Or are you taking the easy road out? Because what happens is you set the goal, and are you really setting the goal? I'm backtracking because it was just too difficult. See, every one of us has the potential to accomplish anything that we decide that we want to do. I'm watching people do it in every other facet of their life. We do what we want. So if you set the goal based on what you think you can achieve, then you're never stretching yourself. Your muscles never get more powerful. You never gain any more strength. So you write the goals, Sean, and never push to execute. Ask yourself why. You you know, sometimes you're driving, right? You're driving. Anybody ever you're driving in a car and you're driving. You're going to a destination. But for me, it just gives me the focus on what is important. What's important to you and what's necessary for the overall is not always the same. Sometimes, Keith, I set goals to stretch myself that have nothing to do with me personally, but they're for me to set an example for other people. So I push myself to create a goal that is uncomfortable for me and it's not for me. Hey, Lamika, and it's not for me. Because you have to understand, especially when you're in business or when you've got a team, when you're on a team, do you understand that? So, Kobe Bryant, the team, I don't know if you've ever seen his workout schedule. Michael Jordan, the way they used to work out, to the point where the rest of the team would be partying while Kobe, they would be coming in from the party. Kobe was getting up, going to the gym. So have you ever been driving and you're driving and you're driving and you're driving, Tracy, and then you all of a sudden realize you've been driving for almost an hour in the wrong direction? So it's not that you're not driving or that you're not moving. You're just driving and you're moving in a direction that's not taking you to where you really need to go. Better goals create better outcomes. And better goals are created when you shed the negatives in your life while deciding what you want to accomplish. Again, there's no fancy formula here. I want you to keep it simple. Remember to create goals in your peak state. To find your peak state, physically get your body moving. Go for a walk or a run, hit the gym, ride a bike, take a swim, or do some jumping jacks. When you do this, you're creating the energy that I talked about at the beginning of this chapter. That energy generates endorphins that are released when you put your body in motion. The endorphins unleash your peak state, and your peak state plugs you into your best creative state. I was just getting ready to say that. So, Robin, when you're driving and you're not even cognizant that you're driving in the wrong direction, how long did it even take you to realize this is not the right direction? So now you got two choices. You got to either backtrack so that you can still get to where your destination is, because you're usually, I was just getting ready to say that, Marguerite, too far gone. Or are you going back home? Walking does help you be more creative. But don't kill the walking by going to the buffet when you're done. Peak state. Let's see what peak state. What's the definition of your peak state? This is so good. of peak state. Being in a peak state means you're operating at the level that you want to be so that you can achieve ambitions beyond anything you've done before. If you're not currently pursuing something you've never done before, you probably don't need to have regular peak experiences. Being in your peak state means you're at your optimal state of being, both mentally and physically. But what does that actually mean? People, you're operating at your highest state. Achieving peak state means, whoa, listen to this. Achieving your peak state requires letting go of the past, mastering your emotions, and adopting a mindset of excellence. Forget about it. So, if you are refusing to operate at your peak state, that is because you basically are refusing to operate out of a mindset of excellence. Because I've watched people operate out of excellence in certain areas. But when it's like, I refuse, I shall not be moved like a tree planted by the water. Achieving your peak state requires letting go of the past, mastering your emotions. Do you know that you will never lose any weight until you master your emotions? I learned that the hard way. And adopting a mindset of excellence. Come on, Keith. He said it's like being in alignment with yourself. When you do this, you're creating the energy that he talks about at the beginning of this chapter. The endorphins unleash your peak state, and your peak state plugs into your best creative state. In your best creative state, you're able to see things differently. You imagine possibilities. And the adrenaline drives the confidence you need to develop your absolute best goals. When you generate this energy, it is transferred into your goals. So I told you goals are a form of energy. Now you know what fuels that energy. Every decision that you make or not either takes you steps closer or steps farther away. Are you driving aimlessly in the wrong direction? Because you refuse to let go of the past, master your emotions, and or adopt a mindset of excellence. After you've created your best goals, one of the keys to realizing them is by repeating them often. So when you do something that gets you closer to your goals, when you do something that is a win, guess what you got to keep doing, Cheryl, Robin, Tashana, Tedra? Guess what you got to do? Guess what you got to do? Y'all, guess what you got to do, Deborah Moore, Marguerite, Elizabeth, Carol, Keith, Lamika. Guess what you got to do, Sean Dunnigan, Shammy Sham? You have to keep doing that same thing that got you that win. You don't retreat. You don't go celebrate. Let me tell you something. You got to repeat it quickly over and over and over and over again. See, here's the deal. Do you think, y'all, how long do you think Michael Jordan celebrated the win when he got them rings? Keith, how long do you think he celebrated the win? 2.5 seconds. Okay, let's go. Next. You don't get stuck in the celebration. As soon as you've done something and you see that this is the rhythm that you need, right? You see that this is the rhythm that you need. You don't take your foot off the brake. Let me tell you what I give you guys an example of something that I did for myself. I am not saying this to toot my horn. I'm trying to help you understand how I am able to maximize and still operate out of excellence, even though I am busy as all heck. Would y'all like, can I share an experience with y'all? So I am in a business rhythm, Tedra. In my business, I am in a rhythm, right, Marguerite? Deborah, I'm just in a rhythm, right? I got a good flow going. Now, last week, you guys, was our birthday week. I make no excuses for that, Carol. None. None. It was my goal to stay in rhythm. I had a lot of driving to do. Thank you, Tedra. Tedra was there. So because I'm in this rhythm, certain amount of retail a day, certain amount of enrollments a day, right? I knew that in order to keep my rhythm going, I could have done something different, Robin. You know what I could have done? I could have said, well, it's a busy weekend for me. I'll just post again on Monday or Sunday. But based on my social media activity, would you all agree that you almost didn't even remember that I was celebrating birthday parties all weekend long? Paige's party on Friday, Paul's party on Saturday, driving around town to pick things up, the cake, go to set up. Would you agree that y'all probably didn't even realize that I had a party going on because I was very present on social media? Yes or no? Yes or yes? Yes or yes? Yes or yes? Yes or yes? So what I did, Sean, I still got a lot going on right now, trying to even get my house back in order, right? What I did, Tashana, what I did, Marguerite, Cheryl, Carol, Keith, what I did, Robin, is I preloaded a lot of content and I set it to go off automatically because I knew that I had a whole lot to do. But I did not want to be missing in action because I have a rhythm going. When you have a rhythm going, Robin, why do you think Michael Jordan didn't stop to celebrate? Because do you know how difficult it is to get to momentum? So once you get some momentum going, why would you take your foot off the gas? Why would you lose 5-10 pounds and then go eat a smorgasbord while you got your body on the losing end? Because you have not let go of your past, you have not mastered your emotions, and you have not adopted a mindset of excellence. So what I'm saying is, hell, I'm busy. I was a hella busy. I couldn't even respond to people because I was the driver, when normally Paul is the one driving. But you can ask Tedra. She was in the car with me almost all weekend long while I'm driving around. At every light, I'm responding to people. You know why you don't close a lot of your deals? You don't close a lot of your deals because nobody eats cold French fries. And by the time you finally respond to somebody, they don't even want what you got now. Momentum is hard to get and easy to lose because you got to start all over again. And so it says, I told you goals are a form of energy. Now you know what fuels that energy. After you've created your best goals, one of the keys to realizing them is by repeating them often. When you repeat your goals, you fill your mind with thoughts, the thoughts your mind needs to help you accomplish your goals. For maximum effectiveness, write that in the chat. Maximum effectiveness. For maximum effectiveness, repeat your goals to yourself where you're in a peak state as well. So in other words, Don't you dare get into that effective place where you're operating in a spirit of excellence for maximum effectiveness. What you got to do now is repeat your goals to yourself when you're in peak state as well, to create congruency between your mind and your body. You see, I don't give myself a pass because I'm busy. Too many people are giving themselves a pass. Oh, well, I'm gonna just eat this. They cooked it. So what? So what? See, you know what? If you know that you have no self-control or discipline, then you need to do a drive-by. Hey, I stopped by to see you, but you know what? I can't, because for maximum effectiveness, repeat your goals to yourself. If you know that you are not strong enough to withstand being in a place where you can't control what you eat, you can't control what you do, you can't, then stay away. To create congruency between your mind and your body, your conscious state and subconscious state. You must repeat your goals in the same state you created them in. We must repeat our goals in the same state you created them in. So you can't be on the mountaintop creating the goal and then be in the valley repeating it. No, you got to be in the same state. You must repeat it in the same state. If you don't, there's a chance that your mind will reject the goals. Your brain and your body should be in sync. Engage a variety of tools to help you repeat your goals in your peak state. Use your cell phone, pictures, notes daily, appointments, or whatever tools you think are appropriate to reinforce repetition. So here's what you need to do. If you know you got a physical goal of some weight to lose, put a picture of it up on you. It may not even be a picture of you. It might, let me tell you what I did. Every day, and I'm still doing it every single day, I am looking at Halle Berry and Angela Bassett's arms because I know what I want to look like. So I keep looking at it to train my brain to make sure that my brain and my body are congruent. Does this make sense? I'm going to start working on this midsection next. Okay? So it says if you don't, there's a chance that your mind will reject the goals. Your brain and your body should be in sync. So also the best way to create your goals is to create them in multiple time frames. Lots of people wait until January 1st every year to do this. I can't even begin to tell you how lazy and inefficient that is. He said it's lazy and inefficient to wait until January the 1st. By contrast, elite performers create and review goals several times a day. Elite performers. To design your goals, instead of responding to circumstances in your life, create goals hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, and even 3 and 5 years out. The best set of goals have hybrid time frames. That means you're working on goals with a sense of urgency. What goals are you working on with a sense of urgency? Momentum goals and long-term goals, stretch, life-altering goals all the time. Placed squarely in front of you, These blended time frames make it easier to get into the habit of repeating your goals regularly. This is how you anchor your goals to your conscious mind. When you anchor goals in your conscious mind, your subconscious mind automatically kicks in and your brain goes to work on your behalf. Y'all, our brain will go to work on our behalf. Our brain will go to work on our behalf when you place stuff right in front of you. Blend the time frames so that you can anchor your goals to your conscious mind and be serious about it. Your body know when you playing and when you're serious. Your body knows when you're playing and your body knows when you're serious. I'm sorry, y'all. Your body knows when you're serious and when you're playing. Sorry, y'all. Okay, Zara is not happy. They went outside and left her. So, how I create goals. How you create goals is going to be unique to you. However, I wanted to share with you how I create goals, meaning at MYLETT, create goals so you can get a better sense of how all the thoughts and strategies above fold into a practical example. I would never presume to tell you precisely how you should create your goals. You must find a way that works best for you. Your process will be different from everyone else, and that's the best way to ensure that you create goals that work for you. For me, every year I come up with a one-word strategy that serves as an overarching theme for my goals. This reflects what my priorities are and where I'm at in my life. Some of the words I've used in the past are relentless, faith, resilience, love, caring, and gratitude. Once I decide on that word, I step into that person. My goals remain unique, but this one word quietly drives my process in the background. I repeat that word all year long. With this word in mind, and after putting myself in a peak mental state, I start my goal setting with a mental flood. It's exactly what it sounds like. First, I turn off the part of my brain that thinks I can't do something. Then I see myself as a child on Christmas Eve and I make a list of all the gifts that I want to receive. I do this for 4 minutes. No editing, no throttling back. I write down everything that comes to my mind. I give myself permission to empty my brain of all of my desires, big and small. While I'm doing this, I get up and I move around. I make sure my blood is flowing. I remain in my peak state and create a strong internal energy flow. Once I have a single master list, I do several things to lock in this set of goals. After I confirm that I have a compelling reason, I drill down to ensure the goals I have are specific. Generalities don't work. Generalities don't work. Yeah, I just want to make some money. How much? How much money? How much do you want to earn a day? Y'all, I'm going to save that one for later. While doing this, you get up, you move around, you make sure your blood is flowing. I remain in my peak state and create strong internal energy flow. Write that down. Strong internal energy flow. Once I have a single master list, I do several things to lock in a set of goals. After I confirm that I have a compelling reason, I drill down to ensure the goals that I have are specific. Generalities don't work. My brain and yours can't work effectively processing generic ideas. Our brains cannot work processing generic ideas. Our brains cannot effectively process generic ideas. Do you know that if you lie to yourself long enough, you'll believe it? Which is why so many people, so you're lying to yourself about the wrong things. You do know that, right? Because if you lie to yourself, that's like saying, I am earning $100,000 a month. I am earning $100,000 a month. I am earning $100,000 a month. You know, this is what I keep in my book. I am earning $1,000,000 a month. I have multiple streams of income flowing to me continuously. I speak and I teach on stages internationally. I am eliminating all debt. I am a money magnet and I will impact 1 million people. That's what I keep in my book. That's what I keep in my book. My goal, I earn $1,000,000 a month. I have multiple streams of income flowing continuously. I speak and I teach on stages internationally. I eliminate all debt. I am a money magnet and I will impact 1 million people because our brains can't process generic ideas. What are you doing? Our brains can't process generic ideas. A brain works best when it's front loaded with detailed and precise pieces of information. I wouldn't say I want to get in shape and lose some weight so I'll feel better. That's generic. Those are empty words and wishes. Instead, if losing weight is my goal, I zero in on the exact waist size I want, precisely how many pounds I want to lose, what I want my cholesterol and my blood pressure readings to be, and so on. Being vague gets in your mind's way. Being vague gets in your mind's way. Being specific means you're being accountable. So that is why we won't set a goal. We won't set a goal because now it makes us accountable. See, if we don't set the goal, we can sit back and just chill and do nothing. You know, I was listening to, and I was going to go Facebook Live after this morning while I was on a treadmill. I was listening to, and he said, if you are not growing, you are dying. On my personal development, I put the notes in my phone while I was on the treadmill. And he said, if you are not growing, you are dying. That's what he said. I had to print those notes out from my phone because I'm going to go Facebook Live with that. So if you continue to aim for nothing, you're going to continue to hit it every single time. If you are not growing, if you're not losing the weight, it is because you have not. Let's go back to what he says. He says it is because you have not where's it at? Congruency between your mind. You have not what? Let go of your past. What did he say? If you have not let go of your, oh, I'm sorry, that was in the definition. That's right. You have not let's go back. That was in the definition. He says you have not let go of your past, mastered your emotions, and adopted a mindset of excellence. So basically, I'll do some workout so people can see that I'm working out. But everything else I'm going to do behind the scenes is not going to lead to the results that I want. So what we do in the dark is really what's showing in the light. We can see. And if you're not losing the weight, this says you haven't let go of the past, mastered your emotions, or adopted a mindset of excellence. So he says, your process will be different with this in mind. I started, okay, for every year I come up with a word strategy. We read that. Being vague, being specific means being accountable. Listen, being specific means being accountable. 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 There's no wiggle room in business. It says there's no wiggle room. In business, it's not enough to say, I want to make more money. The book, I'm just reading to you what the book says. It says, in business, it's not enough to say I want to make more money. I need to come up with an exact amount. I earn $1 million a month. I have multiple streams of income flowing continuously. I speak and I teach on stages internationally. I'm eliminating all of my debt. I am a money magnet and I will impact 1 million people. There's no wiggle room because in business, it's not enough to say, I want to make more money. I need to come up with an exact amount. This is why I decided I wanted to make $1 million before I turned 30. Part of the specificity of goals must include a date or a deadline. So now I need to redo this with a date or a deadline, right? Otherwise, it is a little more than an open-ended wish. Next, I decide, who do I want to help? Who do I want to help me be more accountable for this goal? It might be my wife, it might be my business partner, or my pastor. But for my goal to work, write that down. For your goal to work. For your goal to work. You have to share what it is. There's undeniable power in telling someone. Discipline and accountability lead to ascension and dominance. I declare, wow! Discipline and accountability lead to ascension and dominance. With these things locked into place, I start to work on my goals. Part of this involves reading and visualizing my goals often. Sometimes this can be several times a day. I found that the most effective form of repetition is to repeat my goals out loud. There's an added layer of impact when auditory senses are engaged. Visualizing is critical too. How you visualize is up to you. Some people use dream boards and photos. Others put written lists on mirrors in their bathrooms or cars. Personally, I like to visualize in my mind. That's how I think. And it's what works best for me. But experiment with what works best for you. The other part of repetition is that I say things I genuinely mean. Some goal setting systems requires you to act as if you've already accomplished a particular goal. Do this, and you're only lying to yourself, right? You'll knock your mind out of sync. Don't say, I've got $1 million. That's not what I did, right? When you're not there yet, that's not what I did. I've found that repetition is hard for a lot of people. Personally, the way I do it is that I include my goals in my prayers and I pray every day. Others meditate daily. And this is another great way to visualize goals as well. Repetition is also easier when it's done at the same time every single day. For me, I like repeating my goals in the morning when I first wake up and at night before I go to bed. Repetition also engages the reticular activating system, or we call it the RAS, R-A-S, the RAS. The RAS is the mental muscle that filters things into your awareness that are important to you and filters out things that are not. You can read more about the RAS in chapter 2. We read that already. All right. Finally, one last thing that I include when setting goals is that I create an expectation that I'm going to reach that goal. Have you ever noticed that the goals you expect to happen, the ones you seem to hit time and time again? Expectation creates a positive framework and brings forward the tools and the resources necessary to succeed. When your brain expects you to be successful, it goes to work putting solutions much closer in reach so that you can take full advantage at all times. As a one more thinker, you need goals in your life. When you craft them the right way, they will challenge you, energize you, and bring passion and focus to everything you do. Ow, this is so good. And that is the end of chapter 9. We're going to start chapter 10 next week. One more higher standard. Of all of the judgments we make through life, none are more important than the estimate we place on ourselves according to our own internal standards. This is so good. So good. So good. One more higher standard. That's where we're going to start next week, you guys. I don't know. I was hoping that somebody would have come into the studio with me, you guys. Stacy, I see you're back here, but I don't see your camera. One more impact. So, you guys, we're more than halfway through the book. So it is going to soon be time for us to decide, I'm praying for our next book. We're moving into chapter 10, and I believe there's only 18 chapters, and some of them are shorter as we go toward the end of the book. I think, yes, if I'm not mistaken, the last chapter of the book is chapter 19. So 9 chapters and we're done. How are you guys feeling about this book? How are you all feeling about this book? This is powerful, 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 powerful. The power of one more. And then we are going to be praying to God for revelation on the next book. Okay. I hope that you all, this is a magnificent read. I mean, just magnificent. I am so grateful for all of you that decided to stop by. And I pray that you guys will, guys and gals, right, ladies and gentlemen, will join me again next Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, you guys. So listen, no matter, remember that no matter what's going on in your life, you have to remember that you can live again, laugh again, hope again, dream again, and you most certainly can bling again. I want you to have a blingtastic rest of your evening, a blingtastic week. Pay it forward, do a good deed, be kind to one another, and remember to subscribe to Bling TV 3765. All right, I'll see y'all later. Bye.